Bad news. Newly announced Canelo versus Bivol fight under immense pressure with all that's going on in the world. The sanctioning bodies, they've had their say, and there are going to be some changes. Stick around. Stay tuned to this video. I'm going to go into the actual factuals and kick the ballistics. You don't want to miss the video. We working. Payday, you want payday. Canelo Alvarez versus Bivol recently got announced. And with that announcement, so here's the announcement. Rematch room, fight's supposed to be taking place. Now there's some newfound changes. I got many videos coming soon, so stick around. You don't want to lose sight of what's going on in boxing. So for starters, this fight was announced with no location. Sources are now saying ESPN Mexico has reported that a consideration for this fight is in Dubai. I got a whole separate video coming about how Canelo's moves are bad for boxing, including a potential fight in Dubai, and why to me it's not a good look for established American star or star. He's from Mexico, but he made his name in America. So to send him off to Dubai, really don't make sense to me, but I'm gonna talk about that in another video. I also want to talk about, in connection, maybe one of the reasons why this fight would even happen and take place in Dubai is because there is an immense pressure. I've even seen some people calling for a boycott. Listen, I know y'all mad, but I'm the greatest. I shook up the world, the best that this sport of boxing has ever seen. I posted this and I said this in several of my works, so you guys could check those. And when I initially stated this was like literally the day Canelo announced the fight. There were some detractors who acted as if they didn't understand what the boy Ego was talking about. They couldn't make sense of it. They're like, why are you saying this? This doesn't make sense. Mind blown. But this is what I said. Canelo is also fighting a Russian fighter in the middle of the Russia versus Ukraine conflict. Now, unless you live under a rock, then you know what's going on in the world. And my heart goes out to all those that are affected. And, for the sake of YouTube's algorithm, I'm not going to go into too much detail about that, but a simple Google search will let you know what's going on in the world if you're some reason not in tune. So I says Canelo is fighting a Russian fighter in the middle of the Russia versus Ukraine conflict and invasion. So I'm pretty sure, quote, boxing is not the first thing on everyone's mind in those areas. The chaos, the turmoil in the region far outweighs boxing fights, and the people are fighting for their lives. #ego. So I knew the ensuing calamity because of what was happening, and then also the standpoint of a lack of peace in that area, right? This was going to create further obstructions to potential fights in that region. These are things that I said. I'm the greatest. Ego Stradamus strikes again. Fast forward to the future. Shazam. The WBA. Dimitri Bivol is a WBA champion. In case you didn't, boom, you never know. In case you didn't know, Dimitri Bivol is a WBA champion. And you guys see it. The WBA have announced that as well as not sanctioning fights in Russia due to the invasion of Ukraine, which is what I said, they will also no longer allow Russian boxers their flag, their anthem, and the country will not be named at all. Appears this will apply to Dimitri Bivol when he fights Canelo Alvarez. Boom, you never know. So for all those who doubted Boxing Ego and what I was telling you, how this would create a major issue, at least in the hearts of many, now you see it. Now it's here. Now you have no choice but to acknowledge what I've been telling you. Canelo picked the absolute worst time to pick a Russian fighter, Dmitry Bivol, and try to stage a fight with a Russian fighter. Now, I'm a realist. I don't know politically. I don't know Dmitry Bivol's whole stance or his take. But since right now we're in very climactic, uncertain times, it has led to the next thing. So I can't blame Bivol for what's happening. I don't know his takes. I don't know his thoughts. But regardless of that, you have to understand that this is a really sensitive time, and to try to stage a fight, it's just, that's going to be one of the conversations that must be had, you know, because typically my brain is so far ahead of the curve. It's not funny. So I see these things coming a mile away, and people, they act like, oh, you're just hate. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. But I seen it. After I put that tweet, you guys can look. February 25th, 4/11. I also talked about it in my videos, right? Boom. New York Post. Russian vodka pulled from the shelves in the U.S., Canada bars and liquor store. Quote, every small thing makes a difference, right? This was the next day. So I'm ahead of my time, people. February 26th. So people are not taking this lightly. People are going to, like, liquor store owners are dumping Russian products right now as they don't see fit to patronize and profit based on what's going on in the world. TMZ. Russian vodka is getting poured down the drain across various businesses in the United States and Canada in protest of Putin's war. So again, I don't know much about Bivol's personal life and or his political stance, but this is who Canelo, he has chosen a fighter, and then now they're doing all these changes. There's protests and people not supporting Russian product right now because of the conflict, and this is who Canelo chose to fight. Now, I must note that this wasn't Canelo's only option. There were two American names, Mexican and Ecuadorian American, David Benavidez and Jermall Charlo. There was a 2-fight deal that was on the table for Canelo from an American broadcaster, Al Heyman's PBC, Al Heyman from Cleveland, Showtime, an American broadcaster, and Canelo doesn't decide to go with that plan. Now they're talking about him fighting in Dubai against a Russian fighter, and you see that even the sanctioning bodies, due to this invasion, are taking a stance and not supporting, right? And here's just a list, just in case some of y'all was wondering. It says Russian fighters, 1, will not be allowed to enter the ring with their flag. Their anthem will not be played, and their country will not be named. So Canelo is selfish, like I told you. He's a diva, he's selfish, and this is all stuff that really wouldn't have been a conversation if he fought Charlo, if he fought David Benavidez. But now, like, just think of it. And again, I'm not being insensitive to the lives lost, but for the sake of DAZN, they said they're going on pay-per-view, and you're charging $80, and you're going to push a product, and you're going to charge $80 for a pay-per-view, and Bivol can't even have like a celebratory ring entrance. He can't have his flag. These are new rules, newfound rules that they're doing based on, you know, what's going on until we increase the peace. In the number 2, in the ranking, the word peace will be used to reflect the Russian fighters and not the acronym of the country. 3, no sanctioning of the world and or regional bouts. So they're not even sanctioning titles over there right now, right? Et cetera, et cetera. So I'll go into more of this later, but this is Canelo's pick. I told you, I predicted this moment. Proof is in the pudding. You guys said you didn't understand. Oh, why is he bringing this up? Oh my gosh. Boxing, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's biased. All right. And it's funny because, as I stated in the tweet, there was a bunch of the Canelo man fans, the Chupapi Muñeño man fans, and they said, quote, I can't wait till May. I've already booked my tickets to go to Las Vegas for the Canelo fight. Let's go. But now they're talking about putting Canelo Bivol in Dubai. And I think they're ushered out of America, because if you fight in America, I just showed you, there's like protests and liquor stores banning Russian vodkas and stuff, because we're in a different time. And you have to consider all these things when you're putting on an event, especially when you're charging people pay-per-view for it. This is something that DAZN, you know, they're pretty much blowing money, because to me right now is not the optimum time for this particular fight. But Canelo, he's more concerned about the moves and making the moves that he wants to make. And here we are. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I'll be available more to talk about this in the upcoming days. And I'm out. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster.